Hello and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast, where we help you improve your English skills in a fun and practical way. I'm Jason, and today we have a very exciting topic, fast English speaking tricks you need.
And I'm Julia. If you've ever felt frustrated because you speak English too slowly or you struggle to find the right words quickly, then this episode is for you. Today we'll be sharing practical tips and techniques that can help you speak English faster and more naturally.
That's right. Many English learners hesitate when speaking because they are afraid of making mistakes, or they think too much about grammar. But the truth is, fluency is not about speaking perfectly. It's about speaking naturally and confidently.
Exactly. Think about native speakers. They don't stop to think about grammar in every sentence. They just speak effortlessly. And guess what? You can do it too. All you need are the right strategies to speed up your speech without losing clarity.
And that's what we're here to help you with today. In this episode, we'll go through powerful tricks that will help you stop overthinking, reduce hesitation, and train your brain to speak English faster.
So stay with us till the end because we have some amazing tips that will make a real difference in your English speaking skills.
All right, let's dive into it. First, let's talk about why speaking English fast is important and how it can help you in real-life situations. So, before we get into the tricks, let's first talk about why speaking English fast is important. Julia, have you ever been in a situation where speaking too slowly caused a problem?
Oh yes, I remember when I was a beginner in English, I would take too long to form my sentences, and by the time I was ready to speak, the conversation had already moved on. It was so frustrating.
Exactly. And that's something many English learners experience. If you take too long to respond, people might lose patience, or the conversation might move forward before you can share your thoughts.
Yes, and in real-life situations, like at work, in meetings, or even casual conversations, you need to keep up with the pace of native speakers. If you speak too slowly, people might interrupt you, or worse, they might think you don't understand them.
That's a great point. And let's not forget interviews or public speaking situations. If you pause too much or hesitate a lot, you might sound nervous or unsure, even if you actually know what to say.
Right. Confidence plays a huge role in how people perceive you. If you speak smoothly and quickly, you sound more fluent, more confident, and more natural.
Exactly. And when you speak English fast, it also helps with better listening skills because your brain gets used to processing English at a faster speed.
That's so true. If you train yourself to speak faster, your listening comprehension improves because your brain adapts to the speed of native speakers.
Absolutely. But here's an important point. Speaking fast does not mean rushing your words or speaking unclearly.
Yes, there's a big difference between speaking fast and speaking unclearly. Our goal is to increase fluency and reduce hesitation, not to mumble or rush through words.
Well said. So, now that we know why speaking fast is important, let's start learning some powerful tricks to help you speed up your English speaking naturally.
Great! Let's begin with the first trick, thinking in English.
All right. Let's get into our first powerful trick, thinking in English. Now, Julia, why do so many English learners struggle with speaking fast?
Well, one big reason is that they think in their native language first and then translate into English before speaking. That takes extra time and slows them down.
Exactly. When you translate in your head, your brain has to process two languages at once. First, your native language, then English. This causes hesitation and makes your speech slower.
That's why the best way to speed up your English speaking is to train your brain to think directly in English instead of translating.
Yes, and the good news is you don't have to be fluent to start thinking in English. Anyone can do it with the right practice.
So, Jason, what's a simple way to start thinking in English?
One great way is describing what's around you in English. For example, if you're walking outside, try naming the things you see. I see a red car. The sky is blue. The weather is warm today.
That's a fantastic tip. And you can do this anytime, anywhere, while cooking, while shopping, or even while getting dressed in the morning. Just describe what you see in simple English.
Yes! Another great exercise is having silent conversations with yourself in English.
Oh, I love this one. You just imagine you're talking to someone in English and think about what you'd say. For example, if you're preparing for a meeting, you can think, I need to tell my boss about the project. How should I say it? Maybe I can start with, I have an update on our project.
Exactly! This trains your brain to form sentences faster and more naturally.
And here's another fun way: change your phone language to English.
Oh, that's a great one. When your phone, apps, and social media are in English, your brain automatically gets used to English words and phrases.
Yes. Plus, reading in English, whether it's social media, news, or books, helps you absorb new words and think in English without effort.
These are simple but powerful ways to start training your brain to think in English. And once you do, you'll notice that you can speak faster and more naturally.
That's right. So if you're listening to this, try these techniques today. Start small, and soon thinking in English will become a habit.
Now that we know how to think in English, let's move to our next trick, using common phrases and sentence starters to speak faster. Now that we've talked about thinking in English, let's move to another powerful trick that can help you speak faster instantly using common phrases and sentence starters.
That's right. Many English learners hesitate because they're always trying to build a sentence from scratch in their heads, but native speakers don't do that. Instead, they use ready-made phrases that help them speak quickly and smoothly.
Exactly. Think about when someone asks you, "How are you?" You don't stop to think about grammar, right? You just automatically say, "I'm fine, thanks."
Yes, that's because it's a common phrase. You don't have to think. You just say it. So if you learn more of these ready-made phrases, you won't hesitate when speaking.
That's a great point. And these are especially useful for starting sentences quickly. Here are some common sentence starters that can help you speak fast. Giving your opinion. I think that, in my opinion, from my point of view, agreeing or disagreeing, I totally agree with you. That's a good point, but I see what you mean. But I think, asking for time to think well. Let me think. That's an interesting question. I haven't thought about it before, but
These are so helpful. Instead of staying silent and searching for words, you can use these sentence starters to keep the conversation flowing.
exactly. And here's another tip. Learn useful phrases for daily conversations.
Yes, for example, if you're at a restaurant, instead of thinking, what words should I use to order food, just memorize a simple phrase like, can I have a coffee, please?
Right. If you learn these common phrases, your brain doesn't have to work so hard to create sentences. You just recall and use them instantly.
And you can practice by repeating them every day. Maybe write down some useful sentence starters and say them out loud.
That's a great idea. The more you practice using common phrases, the faster you'll speak without hesitation.
Absolutely. So to everyone listening, start using these sentence starters today. It's an easy way to improve your fluency fast.
All right. Now that we know how to use common phrases to speed up speaking, let's move to the next trick. Shadowing the best exercise to speak faster. All right, Julia, now, let's talk about something that slows down many English learners when they speak. Hesitation and filler words.
Yes. Many learners struggle with saying, and like when they talk. These are called filler words, and they make speech sound slow and unconfident.
That's right. When people hesitate too much, they break their flow. And the reason they hesitate is simple. They're not sure what to say next.
Exactly. So, Jason, what's the best way to reduce hesitation and fillers?
One of the best ways is pausing instead of using fillers. When you need time to think, take a short pause instead of saying oh or
That's a great trick. A small pause actually makes you sound more confident. Native speakers do this all the time. Instead of saying, I think it's a good idea, just say, I think it's a good idea.
Yes. Another way to reduce hesitation is practicing with time limits.
Oh, I love this exercise. You pick a simple topic, like your favorite food or your daily routine, and try speaking about it for 1 minute without stopping.
Exactly. This helps you train your brain to speak without hesitating. And if you do this daily, you'll notice that you speak faster and more naturally.
Here's another fun trick. Record yourself speaking and listen back.
Oh, that's a powerful one. When you listen to yourself, you'll notice where you hesitate the most. Then, you can practice those areas until your speech becomes smoother.
Yes, and another way to speak without hesitation is preparing common answers in advance.
That's a smart idea. If you know you'll be asked, "What do you do?" or "Where are you from?" just prepare a quick answer in advance so you can respond without thinking.
Exactly. The more you prepare, the less you hesitate in real conversations.
So, let's recap. To reduce hesitation and fillers, pause instead of saying or Practice speaking for 1 minute without stopping. Record yourself and listen for hesitation. Prepare common answers in advance.
Yes, if you follow these steps, you'll sound more fluent, confident, and natural.
Awesome! Now let's move on to our next trick, shadowing the best exercise to speak faster. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful techniques for speaking English faster, the shadowing technique.
Oh yes, shadowing is one of the best ways to improve fluency pronunciation and speaking speed at the same time.
Absolutely! But before we explain how to do it, let's first define what shadowing actually is.
Sure, shadowing is a technique where you listen to a native speaker and repeat exactly what they say as quickly as possible, almost like an echo.
That's a perfect explanation. It's called shadowing because you're following the speaker's words like a shadow.
Right? And the best part is, you don't have to worry about grammar or sentence structure. You're just focusing on speed, rhythm, and pronunciation.
Exactly. And here's how you can practice shadowing in 3 simple steps. Step 1. Choose the right audio. Find a short audio clip from a podcast, YouTube video, or even a movie. It should be clear and natural speech, not too slow and not too fast. Step 2. Listen and repeat. Immediately, play the audio and try to repeat every word immediately after hearing it. Don't pause, just keep going, even if you don't understand everything. Step 3. Keep practicing. Repeat the same clip multiple times until you can say it fluently and quickly, just like the native speaker.
That's a great method. And for beginners, it's okay if they can't keep up at first. They can start with slow and clear audio, then move on to faster speech over time.
Exactly. And another tip. Use subtitles when you start. First read along while listening, and then try without reading.
Yes! And do you know what's amazing about shadowing? It automatically trains your brain to think in English and speak without hesitation.
That's true. And the more you do it, the faster and more natural your speech will become.
So, to everyone listening, start shadowing today. Even just 5 to 10 minutes a day will make a huge difference.
Yes! And now that we've covered shadowing, let's move on to our next fast-speaking trick, practicing with a time limit. All right, Julia. Now let's talk about one of the most fun and effective ways to improve speaking speed. Imitating native speakers.
Oh yes, This trick helps learners sound more natural, improve pronunciation, and speak faster at the same time.
Exactly. When we talk about imitating native speakers, we mean copying the way they pronounce words, their tone, rhythm, and even their body language.
Right. This is different from shadowing because here, you're not just repeating words, you're also copying their expressions and speaking style.
Yes. So, let's go through how to imitate native speakers in 3 simple steps. Step 1. Pick a native speaker to imitate. Find a speaker you like, maybe from a YouTube video, podcast, movie, or TV show. Choose someone whose speaking style you admire and want to copy. Step 2. Watch and listen carefully. Watch the speaker closely. Pay attention to how they move their mouth, their tone, and their speed. Notice how they connect words and where they step. 3. Imitate everything. Try to copy their voice rhythm and even facial expressions. You can record yourself imitating them and compare it to the original.
That's a great method. And you know what? Actors use this technique to learn accents and speak naturally in different languages.
That's true. And one extra tip. Start with short clips. A 30-second dialogue is enough to practice. Repeat it until you sound as close as possible to the native speaker.
Yes. And don't just focus on words. Copy their energy too. If they sound excited, confident, or serious, try to match their tone.
That's a great point. Imitating not only improves speaking speed, but also helps you sound confident and expressive.
Exactly. So, let's recap. Choose a native speaker to imitate. Watch carefully and notice their rhythm and pronunciation. Copy their voice, tone, and even facial expressions. Repeat and practice until you sound similar.
Awesome! If you do this daily, your English will become smoother, faster, and more natural.
Yes, and now let's move to our final section, putting everything together for maximum fluency.
All right, Julia. Let's talk about something that slows down many English learners: overthinking grammar while speaking.
Yes, many learners hesitate because they're trying to make every sentence 100% grammatically correct before they say it.
Exactly. And that hesitation slows down their speaking speed. But here's the secret. You don't need perfect grammar to speak fluently.
That's so true. Even native speakers make small grammar mistakes when speaking fast. But do they stop and correct themselves every time?
Nope. They just keep talking naturally. And that's what English learners need to do too.
Right. So let's go through 3 simple strategies to speak without overthinking grammar. Strategy 1. Use simple sentence structures. You don't need complex grammar to sound fluent. Instead of saying, "If I had known earlier, I would have attended the meeting," you can say, "I didn't know before, so I didn't go to the meeting."
That's a great example. Using simple and direct sentences makes it easier to speak faster. Strategy 2. Focus on communication, not perfection. Your goal is to express your ideas clearly, not to impress people with perfect grammar. Even if you make a mistake, keep going.
Yes, listeners care more about understanding your message than about small grammar mistakes. Strategy 3. Practice speaking naturally. Instead of stopping to think about grammar rules, train your brain to respond automatically. You can do this by speaking out loud every day about simple topics.
That's a great tip. You can also try timed speaking exercises. Give yourself 30 seconds to talk about a topic without pausing to think about grammar.
Yes, and another fun way is to practice storytelling. Talk about what happened in your day without worrying about perfect grammar.
That's a great exercise. And the key takeaway is the more you speak without overthinking, the faster and more confident you'll become.
Exactly. So let's recap. Use simple sentences instead of complex grammar. Focus on expressing ideas, not on making everything perfect. Train your brain to speak automatically through daily practice.
That's right. The goal is natural communication, not textbook grammar.
Yes, and now let's move on to our final section, putting everything together for maximum fluency.
All right, Julia, we've covered some great tricks to speak English faster. But now, let's talk about something equally important. Common mistakes learners make when trying to speak fast.
Yes, many learners focus so much on speed that they end up making mistakes that hurt their communication.
Exactly. So let's go through the top 4 mistakes people should avoid when practicing fast English speaking. Some learners think that speaking fast means rushing their words. But if your words are unclear, the listener won't understand you.
Yes, it's better to speak smoothly and naturally than to rush and sound unclear. Instead of trying to speak as fast as possible, focus on rhythm and pronunciation.
Great point. A good way to fix this is to record yourself and check if your words are clear and understandable. The second big mistake is not focusing on pronunciation. Some learners try to speak fast, but they skip sounds or mispronounce words.
That's true. If your pronunciation is unclear, people will keep asking you to repeat yourself. That slows down the conversation.
Yes, the solution? Practice pronunciation slowly first. Once you master the correct sounds, then work on speed.
Exactly. Think of it like learning to run. First you learn to walk correctly, then you increase your speed.
Another mistake is overusing fillers these make you sound less confident and actually slow you down.
Yes. Instead of saying, I think, maybe we should, go to the store. You can say, I think we should go to the store.
That sounds much clearer and smoother. To reduce fillers, try pausing instead of using, And the final mistake, not practicing in real situations. Many learners practice alone, but feel nervous when speaking with others.
Yes, speaking fast in your room is different from speaking fast in a real conversation.
That's why it's important to talk with real people. Join English groups, practice with friends, or even speak with yourself in the mirror.
Great tip. You can also practice in low-pressure situations, like ordering food or asking for directions in English.
All right, let's recap the 4 common mistakes to avoid when speaking fast. Don't prioritize speed over clarity. Speak smoothly. Focus on pronunciation before increasing speed. Avoid too many fillers like and Practice in real conversations, not just alone.
Yes, if you avoid these mistakes, you'll speak faster and sound more natural.
Exactly. And now, let's move on to our final section, putting everything together for maximum fluency. All right, Julia. We've talked about the best tricks for speaking English faster. But now, let's answer the big question. How can learners practice fast speaking every day?
Yes, learning the tricks is great, but daily practice is what makes the real difference. If you want to speak fast, you need to train your brain and tongue to respond quickly.
Exactly. So, let's go through 4 powerful daily exercises that will help learners speak faster and more fluently. The first exercise is the 1-minute speaking challenge. Choose a simple topic, like your day, your favorite food, or your weekend plans, and speak for 1 full minute without stopping.
That's a great way to practice thinking and speaking at the same time. And if you get stuck, don't stop. Just keep going with simple words.
Yes, you can even record yourself and listen later to see where you can improve. Next is shadowing. Find a video or podcast of a native speaker talking fast. Then try to repeat what they say at the same speed.
That's a fantastic exercise. It trains your mouth to move faster and improves pronunciation.
Exactly. Start with slow speed, then increase it as you get better. You can use YouTube videos, TED Talks, or even movies.
Another great practice method is speed reading aloud. Take a short article, a book, or even a dialogue and read it out loud as fast as possible while keeping it clear.
That's a great way to train your tongue and brain to work faster together.
Yes! And if you find some words difficult to say, quickly repeat them multiple times until they become easier.
The last exercise is simple. Spend at least 10 minutes a day speaking only in English.
That's a great way to train your brain to think fast in English. You can talk to a friend, record yourself, or even have a conversation with yourself in the mirror.
Yes, the more you do it, the more natural and automatic your speaking will become.
All right, let's recap the 4 daily exercises to practice fast English speaking 1-minute speaking challenge. Talk non-stop for 1 minute. Shadowing. Repeat after fast native speakers. Speed reading aloud. Train your tongue to move faster. 10 minutes of daily English speaking. Train your brain to think fast.
That's right. If you do these every day, you'll see big improvements in just a few weeks.
Yes, and now let's move to the final part, putting everything together for maximum fluency.
Wow, Julia! We've covered so many powerful tricks to help learners speak English faster.
Yes. From thinking in English to using shadowing and common phrases, these strategies will really help anyone who wants to improve their fluency.
Absolutely. But remember, learning fast speaking is not just about speed. It's about speaking smoothly, clearly, and confidently.
Exactly. And the best way to improve is through consistent daily practice. Even just 10 minutes a day can make a huge difference.
Now, we have a challenge for you. Choose one trick from today's podcast and start practicing it right away.
Yes, maybe you'll try thinking in English, or maybe you'll start shadowing native speakers. Whatever it is, take action today.
And if you found this podcast helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We have more amazing English learning tips coming soon.
And don't forget to leave a comment below. Tell us which trick will you try first. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, that's it for today. Keep practicing, keep improving, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye everyone, happy learning.